right, so once again, it's just past noon here in South Korea. So the question is, how many South Korean voters have already cast their ballots since polls opened? To get the answer to that, we now connect with our reporter Lee Eun-hee at the National Election Commission. Hello there, Eun-hee.
Good afternoon, Yoo-jin.
All right, Eun-hee, so we're still early on election day. 6 hours have passed and we have about 8 hours to go. But how's the turnout looking this afternoon?
Well, Yoo-jin, I'm at the National Election Commission in Gwacheon City, where officials are keeping track of the voter turnout. It's been around 6 hours since the polls opened this morning at 6 a.m. Turnout at 12 p.m. currently is 22.9%, not including figures from early voting. Early voting turnout will be reflected starting with the 1 p.m. update. Figures by region are as of 11 a.m. Daegu, which had recorded the lowest early voter turnout, is now showing the highest turnout rate at 23.1%. The lowest turnout is in Jeollanam-do province, which showed the highest early voter turnout rate at 12.5%. Gwangju is at 13%, while the capital Seoul is seeing a turnout of 17.1%. Incheon is at 18.1%, Busan at 17.7%, and Daejeon stands at 19.4%. Gyeonggi-do province stands at 19%, while Jeollabuk-do province is at 13.2%. In terms of other provinces, turnout in Chungcheongbuk-do is 19.2%, Chungcheongnam-do 19.8%, Gyeongsangbuk-do 21.4%, and Gyeongsangnam-do 19.4%. In this presidential election, early voting was held last week for 2 days, recording a turnout of slightly over 34%, the second highest on record. So far, the hourly voter turnout is slightly higher than in the 2022 presidential election, which ended with a final turnout of 77.1%.
So we'll have to keep an eye on the final voter turnout. But Eun-hee, once again, the polls will close at 8 p.m. Korea time tonight, and that's when voting counting will then begin. So another big question is, when will the results be known?
Yes, Yoo-jin, once the voting ends at 8 p.m., the ballot boxes will be sealed and moved to the counting centers under police escort. Counting begins soon after, and the National Election Commission expects counting to be finished by 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. The results should become clear by midnight once 70 to 80% of votes are counted. However, of course, final results may take longer depending on voter turnout and how close the race is. Once counting is done, the NEC will hold a full committee meeting in which the new president will be formally declared. This meeting is expected to happen between 7 and 9 a.m. on Wednesday, and the process should only take 5 to 10 minutes. The new president's term will immediately begin. On Monday, Do Tae-ak, chairman of the National Election Commission, urged active voter participation, emphasizing the importance of creating a united South Korea through voting. No assured the public that the NEC has prioritized transparency, highlighting measures such as 24-hour CCTV at early voting stations and a vote paper inspection system, both implemented in last year's general election. Authorities are focusing on safety management as well. The National Fire Agency has launched special emergency operations at over 15,000 polling and counting stations nationwide, running until ballot counting ends. Also this morning at 6 a.m., police declared the highest level of emergency alert, mobilizing all available personnel. This heightened readiness will continue until the new president's inauguration is complete and he arrives at his office on Wednesday. Around 60,000 officers are assigned to polling station security, 45,000 to ballot transport, and 7,000 to counting center protection. That's all I have for now. I'll be back with more updates for our later newscast. Back to you, Yoo-jin.
Please do, Eun-hee. And that was our Lee Eun-hee from the National Election Commission. Thank you.